I spent the first half of my adult life living on fast forward. I worked hard to get through college with almost no student debt. I worked 60 hours when off from school and full time with a full time schedule. I grew up I had not with uneducated parents and a single mom that broke her back so I couldn't have an opportunity. I put that on my shoulders and powered through. I studied business and finances, and now I own a business. The thing is, despite being proud of the time, I can hardly remember feeling happy. I can remember laughing with friends from college I swore at the time were my brothers, or being in a trace-like state of being young and in love, but not just genuinely feeling happy. I know I was at times, but I can recall clearly because of all the work and travel and thrill chasing. When I was 24, my mom was the monolith of everything good about my identity. Got a small cell lung cancer and died within the year. You want to talk about a blur? I cared for her as she did hospice in our home. And I can remember the wild ride of trying to do everything I could to make her smile. Then everything I could to make her comfortable. Then everything I could to squeeze life's worth of life lessons into a week. To finally hoping with all my heart that she wasn't in pain as she lay there unable to respond to anything. If you want to talk about a hard stop to breakneck life, then losing your beacon in the storm is it. At the end, I remember telling her I'd make her proud, that that I would do something with my education and I make a name for myself. She said, "I'll be proud of you either way." God just typing that wrench in my guts now, a decade later. One day I was pushing her on a wheelchair to this ice cream shop we had been to countless times in my childhood. It was less than a block away. She had me stop. I was confused. She told me she just wanted to close her eyes and feel the sun and listen to the robins. She told me that whenever the sunrise warmed my face, that she would be holding my face in her hand. When she finally let go, her funeral was the real shock to the system. Not because she was actually gone, but because of her sheer numbers of souls at the funeral that I had never met. My mom and dad adopted me in the 30s. I met countless people from before the time that my mom had touched it. She helped so many people get through school, leave abusive parents, kick drugs habits, raise their kids, and the list goes on. It was a real eye-opener. She never had much money in her whole life. She had a long career in medical billing at the end. She didn't win the rat race per se, but she raised it so beautifully with so many people. That's why, that's what being alive is fucking about, friends. Being present for yourself and for others and resonating beyond today's in ways that are important. I think about all of the mistakes I made as a young adult, being brushed and intensive, being naive and loud with my opinions, crossing the line of consent and autonomy in many ways, with a lot of people saying I didn't have time for the people I could see were struggling, taking advantage of people and angling all the time to get ahead, which growing up in poverty is sort of a byproduct of survival and hardship, and also just not being there. I mean, like an autopilot, life despite all of the rich things in life around me. If you read this far, just know this. I get up every morning and close my eyes and just listen. I take a minute and think about what a privilege it is to be able to take in even the mostly silent stimuli of an empty room. If my cat decides to sleep at my feet, I listen for her. I listen for her little kitty breath, or watch her lungs fill up and rise and fall, and think about whether she knows how much I love her. I have a cup of coffee and I really taste it. I think about the crazy process it goes through to be even a being, much less being in a cup, warming my soul and opening my eyes. I have a busy schedule, no doubt, and I have a flood of similar berries every day. But I spend so much time listening to the robins. I watch people like crazy. I take the time to match smiles sent my way. I don't let someone I think it is in pain pass by unnoticed, and I try to get to know people's path that lead to who they are. And I try to get to know people's path that leads to who they are. Now when they wrong me, because understanding that much about someone gives you peace, even if doesn't excuse it what they do. I had a rule of taking 10 seconds to calm down, taking, consider, feel, etc. 10 seconds to ask a question, 10 seconds to Google something you're curious about, 10 seconds to see just how rich everything is in this crazy beautiful existence. I can stress enough how much better I feel every day, and I close my eyes in the sunshine for my mom every chance I get.